Hello, I'm Chris Barrow with the BBC News. The United States says it's sending nearly 3,000 troops back into Afghanistan to help evacuate staff from the American embassy. A Pentagon spokesman, John Kirby, emphasized the mission was being deployed only on a temporary basis for the specific purpose of evacuating embassy staff.
I want to stress that these forces are being deployed to support the orderly and safe reduction of civilian personnel at the request of the State Department and to help facilitate an accelerated process of working through SIV applicants. This is a temporary mission with a narrow focus.
Britain is also sending 600 soldiers to help evacuate its embassy staff and other British citizens. The Taliban have captured a string of crucial cities in Afghanistan on the most dramatic day yet of their advance across the country. They've driven out government forces in the third biggest city, Herat, and are poised to gain control of Kandahar, the second largest. They also appear to have seized Lashkar Gah, the capital of Helmand province, with government and army officials retreating to a single military base. 2 other provincial capitals have also fallen in the past 24 hours. US border agents say they detained more than 212,000 migrants trying to enter the country from Mexico last month. It's the highest monthly figure in 20 years. Leonardo Rocha reports.
Almost half of those stopped at the border have been expelled from the United States under special regulations introduced to curb the spread of the coronavirus. The new figures put President Biden under further pressure over his migration strategy. Mr. Biden promised to reverse the most extreme policies of the Trump administration. He said he wanted to address the root causes of immigration from Central America by reducing poverty, corruption, and violence in the region. But critics say his administration has been too lenient, encouraging an unprecedented influx of migrants.
Leonardo Rocha with the latest for us. In other news, an international team of researchers say they have the first clear picture of how our body's metabolism changes through life. The scientists studied more than 6,000 people, as our science correspondent James Gallagher explains.
Their study looked at people between 8 days and 95 years old to track our metabolism. That's all the chemistry needed to keep our body running throughout our life. They found it spikes shortly after birth, and the fastest we burn through calories relative to our body size is at the age of 1. It then slows until 20, dispelling the belief that there's a metabolic surge in the teenage years. Then, in a massive surprise to researchers, it's rock steady for the next 40 years.
This is Chris Barrow with the latest world news from the BBC, live from our studios in London. Police in southwest England say that 6 people have been killed in a shooting incident in the city of Plymouth. They include the man who's believed to have carried out the attack, which the police say was not terror-related. They've appealed to people with footage of the aftermath of the shooting not to post it online out of respect for the friends and relatives of the dead. Vote counting has begun in Zambia following closely contested general and presidential elections. Large queues formed outside many polling stations, suggesting turnout has been high. President Edgar Lungu is seeking a second term, but faces a strong challenge from the main opposition candidate Hakainde Hichilema against the background of a flagging economy. The father of the American singer Britney Spears has agreed to step down as conservator of her estate. The arrangement began in 2008, when concerns over the singer's mental health prompted her father, Jamie Spears, to take legal control of her life and finances. Ms. Spears has described the conservatorship as abusive. Elizabeth Wagmeister, a senior correspondent at the entertainment magazine Variety, has been following the story.
Her father filed paperwork with his legal team saying that he was stepping aside. In that paperwork, they did state that there are really no grounds for him to be removed, but that he is choosing to remove himself because he no longer wants to have this public battle with his daughter.
There are reports that the international airport in Beirut has been plunged into darkness after Lebanon's central bank unilaterally decided to end fuel subsidies. The decision set the bank on a collision course with the government, with the caretaker Prime Minister Hassan Diab calling it illegal. President Michel Aoun summoned the bank governor Riyad Salama and told him he must coordinate with the government first. Lebanon has been in the throes of its worst economic crisis in its history. BBC News.